Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Mueller. Thank you for joining us. Questions tonight about what happened in the moments after an officer-involved shooting. The incident happened in June at the 100 Oaks Vanderbilt Clinic. A Robertson County Sheriff's deputy shot and badly hurt. The federal inmate he was transporting shot and killed. And now, allegations that a Vanderbilt nurse practitioner responded to the scene but didn't offer to help the wounded deputy. Stephanie Langston has been looking into the story and joined us with more on the story, so you'll see only here on News 2. Stephanie?
Well, Bob, we know seconds matter when it comes to an emergency situation. On June 28th, Robertson County Deputy Josh Wiley had been shot 7 times, according to Berry Hill Police. So why in a building full of medical professionals were officers the ones applying life-saving measures?
Code 5000, active shooter being put out, 719 Thompson.
As Deputy Josh Wiley was on the floor bleeding profusely, Berry Hill police officers responded to the scene. According to Chief Robert Bennett, it was then that a Vanderbilt employee came into the room, declared inmate Rodney Cole dead, and left without rendering aid to the bleeding deputy.
The suspect had already been determined to be deceased by a medical doctor on the scene that had left.
Chief Bennett says 4 of his officers were first on the scene, responding in just over a minute. They were met by a Metro Nashville police officer. His reports show Lieutenant Glexner and Corporal Hill applied first aid to Deputy Wiley following the attack at the medical center. We obtained radio transmissions of the Berry Hill officers. You can hear the officers as they race from the 3rd floor of the crime scene back to their cars to obtain medical kits. Hill applied a tourniquet to Deputy Wiley's leg. Glexner applied gauze. And shortly after, Metro Officer Ron Black arrived on the scene and assisted in applying gauze as well. So the question now, was the Vanderbilt employee who pronounced the inmate dead obligated to render aid to Deputy Wiley? We reached out to the State Health Department. They directed us to the statutes for the Board of Nursing. A section on unprofessional conduct and negligence includes, quote, abandoning or neglecting a patient requiring nursing care and discriminating in the rendering of nursing services. The head of the licensure division indicated there may be some provisions under which a doctor could refuse to render care. We also spoke with a doctor who has sat on the board as the chair of the Tennessee Medical Association. She tells us there are expectations, but no obligations to offer help when needed. She told News 2 that doctors and nurses are all taught basic life-saving support, and most people in the profession that have those skills use them if they're called upon. We reached out to the Robertson County Sheriff's Department, and they tell us they were made aware of the information but, quote, would not be commenting on this particular issue since we were not involved in those discussions. We also reached out to Metro Police, who tell us they don't know anything about the Vanderbilt employee failing to render aid to the Robertson County deputy or pronouncing the prisoner dead. And of course, we also reached out to Vanderbilt Medical Center and asked if they were aware of the reports out of the Berry Hill Police Department. Chief Communications Officer responded by sending us a statement that says, in part, as with any adverse event, we have conducted a full analysis. We have opened our doors to the Metro Nashville Police Department to investigate this matter. He went on to say that the hospital declines to respond to questions about any individual's performance related to this event. Bob.
Thank you, Stephanie. We can also tell you tonight Deputy Josh Wiley is still recovering from his injuries. We're told he will undergo additional surgeries to repair his leg.